Welcome back to The Watch. Why do we call ourselves Night's Watch? Because we stay watchful of media these days.
That's why?
That's why. What do you think we were doing calling us Night's Watch? Because we're nights and we watch stuff?
I spend my time looking at nights on the internet.
We also watch stuff nightly, without decay. But anyway... the night part comes in because of the metaphorical crusade we have against bad media.
Yeah, every crusade is justified.
So we are remaining on watch, and one of the things that we've been watching very closely is the progression of Wheel of Time, because Wheel of Time has been, the TV show has been a horrible desecration of a beautiful and wonderful property.
Can you really call it progression of Wheel of Time? More like regression.
Yeah. And season 2 is on its way, and guess what?
What?
Season 3 has been greenlit, supposedly. Supposedly. Look, at first I was like, it's just like they're continually bastardizing something that's so great in front of our eyes. But look, all right, they want to keep making that crap. We will profit from it. I'm going to enjoy the ride of roasting it alive, holding them to account, and calling out the bull crap as they rightly deserve.
Yeah.
And so, all right, you keep making your crap. You're not, like, already, it's never going to be remembered, this TV show, as something special, as an honest, faithful adaptation of the work. It'll be remembered as a spiteful, vile thing that spits on something that is wonderful, co-opted for a political narrative for, as Rafe Judkins, the showrunner, who's rafing everything at the moment, is rafing Wheel of Time, he said, quote, that, of course, is going to be putting his feminist agenda into this. If I was actually a feminist, I would be offended by the representation of feminism in the show because it makes it look vile and disgusting, but that's actually a rather true representation of mainstream feminism. Like, women are horrible, they treat men like garbage, and the type of power that they want is horribly authoritarian and abusive.
Yep.
And cruel. So that was intentional. He's intentionally wanting to depict... And so, look, crazy those really nutcase feminists, they'll probably love this because it's accurate to how they want the world to be. But just being a woman, I think women would be offended by how horribly depicted women are in this show.
Yeah, and I don't even think, sure, the progressives will like it, but I think the progressives have, they'll have some cognitive dissonance where they tell themselves, we love it, everyone's racist, and then they just forget about it.
Yeah. This is why so many mediums and industries that have just been corrupted by this insane woke ideology are going under. Comic books being fully corrupted, and they, comic book industry, mainstream comic book industry, dying. And then you see something like the Rippaverse, which is now, I think, up to 3 million. What
is the Rippaverse? Because I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
So it's made by a guy named Ripper. His actual name is Eric July, and he specifically has gone out of his way to make an independent comic book universe to compete with Marvel and DC. And this is the first comic book release. It's just a single issue, and it has gone ballistic.
It's good?
It doesn't have a political agenda. It's just made to be good comic book stuff.
Nice.
And it's gone ballistic because there's still an audience that wants it, but they don't want the crap. And guess what? That's what we're seeing with Wheel of Time. There's nothing good that's actually come to compete it, but what we're seeing is it's underperforming because mainstream audiences don't want this agenda-driven, poorly made crap. And that's what season 1 is. Even people who do not get triggered, like we do, I guess. And yes, we get triggered by the ideology, the politics in it.
Wait, what?
I get triggered, Oz!
People say, I don't get triggered.
No, we do, because it's disgusting, right? But people who don't get annoyed by all the politics and everything like that still watch the show and is like, this is just a crap show. Terrible writing, terrible characters, pacing out the window, consistency non-existent. It is a crap show, and then throw in all the subversive, vile politics and agendas on top of it, makes it disgusting. And as a result, Wheel of Time, that's only the TV show will only be remembered as something to be disdained.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the memory, because the ideologues, they'll forget about it. They actually don't like this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's been co-opted by the ideologues, and they are just trying to push it. when Wheel of Time Season 1 came out, guys, like seriously, they would call everyone the worst names under the sun for just criticising the show, and you would be banned off of Reddit or anything like that because they were so desperate to protect it for ideological reasons.
Yep. But they just get excited for next product. And,
yeah, exactly. They don't have an insight as to what makes something truly good, as shown by the quality of the stuff that they make, because the ideologues are making this, and we get to see a sneak peek, Oz, into Season 2.
Wow.
Aren't you excited?
No.
I am. I want to see. Let's have a look.
I'm looking forward to the content we can make ripping it apart.
Yeah.
But for the show itself, no.
Yeah, it's still depressing what's happening to Wheel of Time.
Yeah, especially since it's such a bloody good book series.
Great book series. But we'll have a look at this feature, this sneak peek. Aiel, you remember Aiel?
Those aren't what Aiel look like. I don't see Aiel when I think about them. I don't look like that.
What do you think they look like?
I see a more tribal people.
More tribal people?
I see more simple clothing and, if anything, like, I don't see loincloths, but I feel barbarian for them. Like,
okay, this actually matches the clothing descriptions, because the Aiel actually had some really well-made things. Blacksmiths were really celebrated in their culture.
Yeah, knives and stuff like that.
Slow walking.
On the beach.
Get excited, slow walking.
They didn't have cars in the time.
And galloping horses. Alright, don't be fooled. They're trying to say, look at the production value. Season 1 looked cheap.
Yep.
Look, crap and cheap.
What are those?
Wheel?
Why are there arm straps on the wheel?
Wheel, like, if someone was probably strapped to it, they come across someone in the desert. But I don't remember this from the books.
No, me neither.
This looks like this was some ornamental thing where someone gets strapped, because those look, wrist would fit right through there.
Yeah, and they're made of leather. I guess it just belongs to Rafe Judkins. And
yeah, probably. You know,
you can't Rafe people without it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's a white cloak.
No, that's an Aiel. I bet it's an Aiel.
That's a white cloak.
No, that's not a blazing sun.
Yes, it's the top of a blazing sun.
But he's wearing a veil. But it's not a whole veil.
Yeah, but he's one of the white cloaks in the desert. He's even got the arm thing for it too.
You reckon?
That's exactly the uniform of the white cloaks in
Really?
the show. Yeah. Remember they had the one pauldron? We complained about it.
Huh? Maybe you're right. Let us know. What do you guys think?
But he is, because it showed the people running on the horses.
Well, this is why, like, the white cloak outfit was just garbage in season 1. It was so clear they wore burnished mail with. It looked like tabards over top, but, you know, they would have, like, a thing where... But usually cloaks, they'd have a cloak at one end with a flaring sun over armour and stuff. But the armour they had is such just fantasy tier crap.
They've done the scale mail thing from thing.
You reckon? Nah.
Look at that.
That is supposed to be the rings reflect chainmail there.
Yeah.
No. No. I like it. It's too fake. Like, they didn't even try. Look, this is trying with a print that looks authentic, okay? But obviously, I'd never try and pass it off as the real thing.
You can barely even see it.
You can't. Yeah, that just it must be for pattern ornamentation.
Looks like noodles.
But he's got a leather buckler. That looks like a leather, buckler thing. The Aiel had leather.
Yeah, but do you know how it was showing the people riding the horses in the desert? They were white cloaks, that's them.
You might be right. Let's go back, because Aiel wouldn't be riding horses. See? I think you might be right. Those would be white cloaks on those horses. Let's go back.
When were they in the desert?
They didn't run into white cloaks in the Aiel wastes. There
was a part where... what's her name? Perrin and... Who's the girl that was with Perrin?
Fail?
No.
Egwene.
Egwene, yeah, where they were being chased by white cloaks through various areas.
Yeah, but that was on the other side.
We're already past that.
Yeah, well past that. That was in book 1. But I think you might be right. Those are Aiels on horses. White cloaks on horses.
Why are they in the desert?
And I think there are mounted people behind him. You might be right, Oz. White cloaks.
But why are they in the desert?
Yeah, why are they in the desert?
Who are they?
Shinarans. I bet they're Shinarans. And look, I reckon that should be Uno with his eye patch.
They've got the armour for it looks like.
Yeah, I'd say. So Uno's supposed to have a massive big two-handed sword. He wears a big curved two-handed sword on his back.
What's that thing at his waist?
That looks like just these are regular one-handed swords. One of the stereotypical things that stood out to me about Shannara is with their big swords on their back.
He's got an axe on his back.
He's got a friggin' axe. Come off it.
Parents should have the axe.
Yeah. Gosh. Waygates. The door into the ways.
Those look like modern bows they had. Can you go back and check their bows? Because I swear.
Oz.
Look at their ends. Do they look modern?
Oh, it's too hard to tell. Curved though. Look, this guy has two. No, that's. Oh, sorry, that's on that one. That's okay. So I was wondering if one guy was dual wielding. Okay, so their doorway into the ways.
Shouldn't the ways be a flat wall?
In the books, there were a flat wall, the door that actually opened up.
Yeah.
And it had a specific
leaf pattern on it.
Yeah, specific leaf pattern and a mechanic that you needed a special leaf to be able to open and close it, and you could lock a door from the outside, or if you remove the leaf from the inside.
Yeah,
it's a specific point in the books that they do. They do show in like a cut scene someone using a leaf to try and open the thing, but it wasn't in the actual show from season 1. They just show Moraine channeling to open it up, which breaks canon.
And they literally had Loyal there too.
And contradicts specific plot points. And Loyal was there, but Moraine is the one that opens it. The reason why they needed Loyal was so, one, navigate the ways, but also be able to figure out he could open them up for him and find where the leaf is. Fortress in the Wastes by the look.
What's that symbol? Like a bird of some kind?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recognise it, who it belongs to. Look, the set looks half decent, okay? Just make it dusty, so we'll see how it actually looks in the finished thing. Some guy walking out amongst... This is all very disjointed, like, hey, we're making something, look at us make something. Nothing's blowing me away, of course, it's just very standard.
Is that
RAND! Let's, he's,
why has he got such short hair?
He must have got shaved.
I don't like his outfit, looks too modern.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? This actually must be in some type of village. See here and here, these are like buildings that you can barely see.
Did any of the villages he went to get burnt down?
I can't remember. Oh, it depends what parts in book 2 and 3. I heard that they're trying to condense book 2 and 3 into this season, and so
might be the attack.
You had plenty. Like, this just frustrates me. You have so much material that you could make a really dynamic, packed, full-on packed season of just book 2, and they said that they had to cut so much in season 1.
Yeah, it still dragged on and was boring.
Except they dragged on, and then not only that, they injected like a whole episode of made-up crap that wasn't from the books. And they're going to do it here. Like, they're going to try and condense 2 books, but they're going to just make up their own crap because they want their own story.
Yep.
They despise the books. They think there are flaws, things that need to be fixed, because there's problematic things in the book, so we've got to fix and make it better. And it's just the hubris behind that, because Robert Jordan is such an amazing writer, and they think that they could do a better job than Robert Jordan's works. They're on the sea.
I'm going to guess they're going to be encountering the Shonchan.
Maybe. Because they would only get there, like, because they, in the end of book 2, they get to Falmer, which is along the seashore, and so that would have to be somewhere that at some point in the season 2 they're going to get to Falmer, and then
didn't the Shonchan invade Falmer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're going to have to remember, they tease the Shonchan. They look so awful.
Yeah, they do. Really
at the end of season 1, they showed the Shonchan, and they just.
But is that Egwene and
that's Moraine and Lan.
When did I don't remember them going to Falmer.
No, they do. They do.
They do?
Yeah. They're a bit late. They kind of arrive around-ish the same time as Rand, Perrin, and Matt.
To find the girls.
Egwene and Nynaeve get there early. And Elaine also. They get there particularly early, and there's things that happen in Falmer with them, and then they get... And so, because I remember at the beginning of book 3, Moraine is specifically with Rand at the beginning of book 3, and then remember Rand goes off on his own, and she's trying to play catch up for the rest of it.
Yeah, and that was after a couple of things happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was some really good characterization for Rand in that entire part where there's the Trolloc attack, and then he's like, I'm going. Yeah, that was good.
I don't recognise who this is.
Nim.
If this is Min, I just can't stand the casting for Min.
Yeah.
They could not have cast someone who looked more unlike the character.
Yeah, she's meant to be a knockout.
Knockout!
Oh, man.
They just cast a middle-aged Asian woman to play Min.
And she's meant to look specifically very young.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is just like, are you kidding me? And like, we know who becomes the love interest for Min later on, and that's going to be a weird kind of dynamic. Where I was like, their ages are not appearing the same by casting here. Gosh. But again, season 1 seemed to have been like some middle-aged feminist wet dream that was made for just to them, like...
Well, that seems to be what the show's made for,
Yeah. Not their fan base, but...
No, not the fan base.
Rand walking through village. It looks like some type of ragtag village.
See, that reminds me of Falmer, if it had a bit more oriental style.
See, Falmer, I pictured being more built up.
Really?
Yeah. Because there was even like... The leader of the Shonshen lived in one of the fancy houses in Falmer. It was like either the mayor's house or anything like that, and they set up their base of operations there. It was a big, fancy mansion.
I was picturing like a Japanese style, you know, one of the massive Japanese houses they have. That's what I was picturing when I...
Yeah, so this doesn't give me Falmer vibes. This almost gives me like the fishing quarter. Oh, this could be the ragtag area outside the big city. What's the city? Kyrian? Or Camelin?
Oh, is that where the stone is?
No. So that's in Tyr. So the city where everyone plays the game of houses and they got the colours.
There's no towers though. That I imagine.
But remember, there was an outside section to the city that was all ragtag and stuff. And Rand you walk through there to get into the larger city.
Might be. And they did say that it was very ragtag there, and everyone was a bit.
That gives me that vibe. I'd say probably that city.
Who's that? Do you reckon that?
White
is that Tom?
Hair?
Tom has white hair, but he doesn't have it like that.
I was thinking it would be a girl because of the hair, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Might be Geralt. Pattern Fane, the worst casting.
Also, again, worst casting. Like, Pattern Fane, I pictured like being hunched over, short, but like... And remember... We did a video on the ideal casting that Robert Jordan suggested for Pattern Fane.
Alan Rickman was
Alan Rickman. Yeah. My goodness, he would have been amazing. It's just... a fade, maybe? Or a water?
I think that might be Lan. He's got the sword for it.
I don't know. Fades stereotypically always have the cloaks that don't move.
But he's got the sword. That's Lan's sword, isn't it?
Fades had bad, like, nasty-looking swords, and we don't get to see them. Again, this looks to be somewhere in the waste, but yeah. This is obviously actually a set they made to look like it's there on the top of a high-up tower of a castle, I would guess. Well, then, where are the crenellations? Like these aren't crenellations. Those are just... That's just a walkway barrier with things that are supposed to look like crenellations, but they're not crenellations! It's not a fortified tower! I'm pissed about that. And random fighting. Look, this looks nowhere near better than season 1, and season 1 was crap, and so they're not causing people to.
White cloaks fighting. Who are they fighting?
Are they white cloaks? This might be some of the battle in Tyr.
But they've got the exact same one shot on the shoulder.
The ones.
So who are they? Who are the white cloaks fighting?
I don't know. The white cloaks are going to be the throwaway stereotypical bad guys throughout this whole thing. Like,
could they be fighting Shonshan?
Maybe. Yeah, you're right. These could be Shonshan, though they're supposed to have helmets that look like bugs, insect things. But the big curved swords, very Asian looking. You can see right there. So yeah, you might be right. White Tower. That's.
Well, it could be White Tower. It could be literally any other set. They seem to reuse them.
I know, right? But that's the green sister, but she's not wearing green. But
that's not Egwene?
No. Oh, is it Egwene?
It looks like Egwene.
I don't know.
Same nose, same skin color.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right. That is Egwene.
Water exercises.
So reuse scene, reuse set. This is the White Tower set, and it throws me as like, all right. Is this supposed to be in the White Tower, or are they reusing it somewhere else? If it is the White Tower, it's the Warders training.
It looks like they've just filled the Amerlin seat.
I know.
With
this is the set of the council, and they just throw sand in there. It's so obviously a reuse set. This is why it feels cheap.
Which one of them is Matt? because there's a part where Matt, but even then, it was only Matt with the staff and the other people had the sword.
They got a new actor for Matt, but it's the guy who's going to be using the spear. Oh, look, sorry, staff. See, I thought it might have been a spear, but no, that's a staff. So I would say that's a spear, that's a staff. So that would be Matt on the right, I'd say.
No, that's a spear.
Oh, you're right. You can see the spearhead. So I don't know.
So who could that be? Who could these guys be?
I don't know.
They're definitely warders.
Random warders training. Oh, it might be Elaine's brother.
That guy, was he blonde? Like
He's supposed to have strawberry blonde. Oh, maybe in the corner, yeah. What's his name again? Garwin?
Garwin, yeah, I think it is Garwin.
It's Garwin.
Sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm. More white. That's definitely a white cloak.
Is that a Sean Chan, though? No, that looks like a...
That's an Aiel.
That's an Aiel.
That's an Aiel doing flippy stuff.
Where's her spear?
I don't know. Oh, it's on the ground and she's reaching down to pick it up by the look of it. Maybe. Or maybe she's doing a flip. Oh, so...
Ah, yeah.
Yep. We remember that is when the fade is nailed to the door.
But that was at night time.
No, I thought they ran into it when they came into a random village on their travels.
Yeah, and from memory, that was at night time. They found the village.
Pretty sure this is going to be Perrin right here. And this is where they're... You know, the sniffer is with him, and here I can sniff kind of what happened in the areas.
He looks so milk toast there. Look at his like when this was after, was it after Falmer?
Like if this is Perrin, he does not look buff. That Perrin is. He just looks pretty thin there, honestly.
Perrin was like he had a hardcore attitude in that scene, as far as I remember, because he was like he had his senses up and everything.
In this scene, but I was like, the Perrin from the show is just weak and pathetic. Yeah, and cringe. What a way to make him look like an effectual idiot at the end of the season where he just stands there.
Apologise to her.
Oh, gosh. Rand
looks particularly
thinking, why did they shave his head?
Why did they make him look like that?
He looks awful.
He looks like the ancient one from Doctor Strange.
I don't remember Rand ever shaving. Rand always had, like, you know, some flowing, not long, but is always depicted as at least having some flowing hair. It's like, he looks awful here.
He literally looks like a non-binary person.
He looks like a cancer patient.
Just the way that's framed, he looks like he's, like, gay. Like, do you not see that as an effeminate pose and everything like that? Yeah, he's like...
Like, what's the male version of this?
Yeah, the thinker, you know? Or like,
But, so, versus...
My finger smells funny. Is that McWayne?
I just put my finger in my butt.
Thanks for teaching me that one, Rafe.
Lan posing with his shirt off. I just, like, he might have been able to pull off a somewhat passable Lan, but when you hear that Robert Jordan envisioned Liam Neeson as Lan, like, it just doesn't compare. And I could never get past the twisting nipple.
He's got his shirt off.
Like,
do you think he might do it here?
Oh, he might do it. I could never see him as Lan now. It's just they've ruined him. Oh. Random person on horse, probably Moraine. Random putt on Fane. Oh, we're hitting lots of things. So
can we see the map?
Let's go back.
That
looks like Falmer.
Sean Chan, yeah.
Yeah, Sean Chan here. Falmer City there.
White cloaks.
White cloak, yep. Out of the city. River nearby. Yep. Random battle.
Wait. So that's Perrin. Is that Perrin there?
Maybe.
Looks like him.
Or is it just someone
Perrin?
standing?
Sean Chan, I'm guessing.
Yeah, this looks like fighting with the Sean Chan. Perhaps Sean Chan. That looks like Perrin there as well.
Mm. And then that's Sean Chan. Might be a...
Yeah. It's some type of weird... Like, it doesn't... I do not get Sean Chan vibes looking at that.
Neither do I.
But by their style of making Sean Chan look really weird, I feel it's the Sean Chan as well. Wheel of Time. Season 2. That looks crap.
Yep.
Nothing better, or like in season 1, there were signs of cheap reuse sets as well. Poor adaptation of source material. Looks like
garbage.
Looks like arse. That's what it looks like.
And that's why Rafe loves it.
Oh my goodness. So I can't wait. We're gonna roast this so bad. My goodness. And look, we call out elements that are good when it's good. I'm not here just to hate, but I am burnt from season 1, and there are no signs that season 2 are going to be better. It is still helmed by a guy that acts like a total prick to fans, basically. He purposely going out of his way to make changes to spite fans. He is co-opting it for his own political agenda, and is rafing it.
Yeah, what an arse hat.
And he's still in control of everything.
At least the people who did Halo, you know, Paramount had the common decency to fire both of them.
That's true.
I'm still pissed.
It's failing upwards, man. That's what they do.
In regards to Wheel of Time, I'm still pissed about the ferryman missing his son and dying.
Yeah, there's so much to be pissed at in that. Like,
why doesn't the snake have the tail in its mouth?
Is it because of is it slowly being revealed? I don't know.
But like it's twisting.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't look right.
You had one job.
One job. He had a lot of jobs, but they don't care about being true to the source material. They want to tell their own story.
Yeah.
And we're along for the ride because we are always, ever staying on watch.